What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I will be giving my commentary on the latest developments into the mysterious abduction of Miss Carlee Russell. But before we get into the details, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. You all have heard me say it time and time again, that it will cause YouTube to recommend this video to more people who have similar interests. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. As you can see, I do offer a variety of content. I love doing TV show recaps. I enjoy reality TV, especially the meaningful scenes, the meaningful conversations. I've interviewed a few reality TV stars. I talk about my natural hair journey with my dreadlocks. And also, I discuss more serious issues such as the alleged abduction of a young Black woman. So I want to go ahead and give my commentary. I am going to play the press conference for you all so you can hear it, straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. But I am going to give some highlights and give my opinion on this situation. Now, the latest update is that just today, Wednesday, July 19th, earlier in the afternoon, the police chief of the Hoover, Alabama Police Department had a press conference where he said that so far in their investigation, there is no threat or danger to the public, and they have not been able to confirm a lot of what Carlee told them in her initial interview with them. As you all know, Carlee Russell was reported missing on July 13th, and then she returned home on foot on July 15th. I know that you all have heard the story about Carlee Russell being on an interstate where she noticed a toddler about 3 or 4 years old walking. She made a 911 call to report seeing the baby. And allegedly, there was a man who came out of the trees when Carlee tried to check on the baby. And this man abducted Carlee and put her into an 18-wheeler. Now, when the story first broke, I did not do any videos on it because I must admit, I did have a feeling within that I needed more details, and it just sounded extremely awkward. And I just wanted to hear more stories. I definitely wanted her to be found alive and healthy. And that was a prayer that I said within, but I didn't report on it because I felt like I didn't have a lot of meat and potatoes, so to speak. So now, definitely, as the days go on, more developments have come out, and it's actually just been sad, embarrassing, and pathetic. So we're going to get right on into it. So the police chief for the Hoover, Alabama Police Department said that they actually reviewed video surveillance of the area, and they saw where Carlee Russell took a bathrobe and a roll of toilet paper from her job, concealing these items before she left work. The roll of toilet paper almost suggests like she was going to be somewhere for a long period of time and she needed that toilet paper for when she would, use the restroom, just allegedly, and in my opinion. And the bathrobe sounds like she wanted to be in something comfortable because she would be in a spot or a place for a long time. She also even went to a store and purchased some snacks, including Cheez-Its. And then she went on I-459 and made the 911 call. Now, the police have done their research, and they do not have any evidence that supports that there was a toddler roaming in the area where Carlee said in the 911 call. And then also, the U.S. Secret Service, they actually assisted in this investigation, and they decided to analyze her recent internet searches. And this is when the story gets very bizarre. So according to the U.S. Secret Service, Carlee Russell researched things like, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? How to take money from a register without being caught? Birmingham bus station, one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, the movie Taken, maximum age of an Amber Alert. Now, that really just disturbs me because it's giving hoax, it's giving premeditated. And, we always say in the Black community that when a Black girl goes missing, it never gets national coverage. No one seems to care. And the law enforcement in Hoover, Alabama, they cared. They cared about Carlee Russell's safety and her being returned to her family alive and healthy. And they literally used their resources and asked other law enforcement agencies to get involved. And it's coming back like it is a hoax, allegedly. And now the parents of Carlee Russell are saying that they don't want her to speak to the police again, although Hoover police would like to speak with her again, I guess to see if there is some consistency in her stories. But the family is saying that because she's so traumatized that they don't want her to speak again. And I would hope that the family is not protecting her now that they realize that allegedly perhaps she may have made this all up. We cannot deal with any more enabling. And then now the police and, the conservatives, I'm not even going to say conservatives because being racist has nothing to do with being conservative, right? That's totally, the two are totally separate. You can't generalize and say that all conservatives are racist, but the racist people who have sincere hate in their heart for people of color, they are going to say, why spend resources on this Black woman because of Carlee Russell? We all know how that ended up. And then, there's things like Jussie Smollett, and he literally tried to say that MAGA supporters attacked him. And so I just feel like it's very disappointing because we want people to see us as who we are, which are human beings, equal and the same as any other person. And then when Hoover police, they tried to extend that and step outside of any sort of stereotype or prejudgments or discrimination, now it's coming back that it is like a hoax. So yes, it is embarrassing to me. It is annoying, and I do find it to be pathetic. I thought it was strange that like her wig was found, but I guess she was trying to create the scene of her being taken and there was a struggle. But then when I read about her being taken into the 18-wheeler, she escaped and then was taken back in. And then a woman fed her crackers, put her in a car, and then she escaped the car. I'm like, she escaped twice. And, thank God there was no harm done to her, but it just seemed highly unrealistic. So I want to know in the comments, what do you all think about this? When we were growing up, we were always taught that because we were Black, we had to work harder. We have to carry ourselves in a professional, appropriate way because we are Black. Everything is just so much, you're going to always be judged more harshly. So for her to do this allegedly, if it turns out to be a hoax, it just seems like all that work that we do, it can be in vain. And I don't want to hear from any activist who say, oh, when I was 25 years old, I did stupid things. Yes, we all did stupid things, but we did not like stage an abduction and call the police and let them like search for us. That is extreme. That's like not the norm for what a 25-year-old who does stupid things would do. And I feel like if you're also going to be an activist, then part of your activism work should also be calling out the same community that you help when you notice BS. And it's just like if you're being raised or you're raising children and you correct things in them out of love, it should be the same thing if you're an activist and you see things in our community that you want to see done the right way. That's said in love. It doesn't mean that you don't love your people. And don't let anyone, for all of you watching this, don't let anyone tell you that if you see something about our community, our race that is problematic, that is disturbing, that is cyclical, right? It's a cycle that repeats itself. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't love your people because you speak up about it. Because we have to stop the enabling. Just last night, I did 2 videos about Nene Leakes' oldest son getting arrested and giving the police his little brother's name. We have to stop covering because then our race will never advance, will never improve. So that's why it's so important to have these types of conversations. But please let me know in the comments what you all think about this latest development, this press conference that the Hoover, Alabama Police Department has done in relation to the Carlee Russell investigation. Now, I will play at least a few minutes of the investigation. This, of course, is from the USA Today website. I'm going to go ahead. I will have to mute my mic. I don't want you all to have to hear an echo, and then I'll go ahead and play it for you.
For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now. It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Dursis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll work in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there is a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where on 459 are you? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Med, like to get off by the Hoover Med. Okay, so you're before the exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or toward 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay. And was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? How old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is it a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. White male? Okay. Is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that. Look. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards, that is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to be questioned?
Well, I think the family stated to us that they didn't think that
Well, definitely you can check out the press conference in its totality. It's a little over 20 minutes. It's about 21 minutes, but you did see about half of those. So half of that, I should say. But yes, definitely let me know in the comments what you all have thought about the latest developments in this case. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button and please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I will talk with you all soon. Bye.